Hi. Good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on where you are. It is, why do I always forget checking the time when I start these? 1:56 p.m. on January 1st, 2022. Happy New Year's! So this channel is actually my New Year's resolution to do, even though I started a day early. But yeah. So anyways, today we're going to go on a walk through UofT and probably through Dundas Down University. Probably not too far into UofT, but anyways, let's get going. Initially, I came out to record this a lot earlier and then realized I left my memory card in my laptop, so I had to run back and get it. And then I ended up having coffee, and then I ended up petting the dog and playing with the dog. So yeah, I'm about 2 hours later now. So this is St. Mary Street. Actually, probably should have said where we were. We were at St. Mary's and Bay. And St. Mary kind of stops at Yonge, and it connects south a little bit and becomes Isabella Street. And I'm actually surprised how many people are out today, because it is January 1st and there's really nothing open. Although I guess there are some things open around downtown. And this is usually one of my favorite walks to do with my dog, because I just love going through the arches here coming up ahead. This, I believe, is Burwash Hall. So I think it's student dorms. At least on one side it's student dorms. I can't confirm the whole building is student dorms. But I thought, like, oh, those dorms would look so cool. You know, because when I look at these older buildings at UofT, I think, like, they look like Hogwarts on the outside. They must look like Hogwarts on the inside. But sad to report, the dorms are not really that cool. Because I did get to peek into one not too long ago, and it's literally just 4 painted drywalls, a tiny IKEA desk, and a mattress. That's all you get. No nice wood paneling, nothing like that, no crown molding. It's just a plain, boring room. So I think down there, this way, that's towards St. Michael's College. And we might head down that way because I want to tell you a little bit about the Christie house. But we're going to go through here because I feel like I've hyped up this archway. It is so cool. Even like this really old school kind of lamp at the top, which then opens up into the beautiful courtyard of Victoria College. Not really quite sure what this courtyard's called. So yeah, I know some of these rooms over around this side, these are dorms, I think. I totally stand corrected. And I assume this way is the same thing. Let's go have a peek. So this is the E.J. Pratt Library. There's a guy taking a photo of the statue sitting on the bench there, which many a night I've come here a little bit drunk thinking there's an actual person sitting there. So this is the little courtyard that's kind of behind E.J. Pratt. And when I was doing my undergrad, I would actually work out of there. I think there's like a workspace there. And so my view would be of this courtyard. And I have fond memories of working there one time when it was snowing and it was really beautiful. Not much snow right now, even though it's January 1st. It's actually quite warm. I think it's like 6 or 7 degrees. I do feel a little bit overdressed. We're gonna go down to University Avenue. It's a very imposing looking Victoria College. And now as we round the bend here, we're going to be at Queens Park. And now I'm going to save the walk for Queens Park another day because I have other things to show you. So, Queens Park, I did a ghost tour a few years back, like one of the Toronto Walk ghost tours, and they said that there was a psychiatric hospital on the grounds of Queens Park, like the Northern Park, the one that we're passing right now. And I haven't really found too much information about it on the internet because I was going to try to talk about it, but that's something I need to definitely do more looking up. I think these buildings are all a part of St. Michael's College. Oh, there's a big squirrel. There's a big brown squirrel. Oh. Sometimes they get too inquisitive. And I'm worried they have like rabies. No. Sorry, I don't have any nuts. I think I'm just as scared of squirrels as they are as us. So this is the Pontificum. Is it Pontificum? Institutum Studiorum Medialitatis. It's all in Latin, actually. And I failed Latin class, so we are not going to go there and embarrass myself. So if you aren't really familiar with downtown, this is all part of UofT, but I think it's like St. Michael's College, which in North America universities, I think they encompass different colleges, or at least UofT does. I think York and Ryerson are more in different departments. Like I was part of Woodsworth College when I was there, but more of UofT is down around that side. So we'll definitely hit up more of that some other day. Yes, the St. Michael's College side. University of St. Michael's College in the University of Toronto. And down there is Kelly Library, another library that I would do studying at. And this is the Toronto School of Theology. I guess a lot of the more like religious departments are over on this side of the campus. Also, the houses here are massive and gorgeous, and I believe they were built in the mid to late 1800s. But the house I want to talk to is that one right there. That really big one. I actually remember one time here in this parking lot, Nuit Blanche did like a little rave party there. Fun times. So, this house. So, if you've ever had cookies before, Mr. Christie Cookies, now owned by Nabisco, this is his house. This, or was. Apparently, according to the story, he had it built in the late 1800s and then gave it to his fourth son, and his fourth son had it demolished and rebuilt, and I believe around 1890, possibly a bit later, maybe 1910, and it wasn't so great when he built it in terms of they hit some dark times. So the son apparently had a mistress that he kept locked in a hidden room. Through one of the baseboard panelings, there was a hidden door into a room, and he kept the mistress there. And, you know, he fed her, made sure she was comfortable, yada yada. But then he just started seeing her less and less frequently. I guess we can sort of, I've walked through here before, but I don't know if I'm trespassing, but I don't plan to go inside. So the mistress, because he started seeing her less and less frequently, but still kept her locked up there because she was, you know, such a big secret. And you can see the door there. So she started losing her mind, thinking, oh no, he's not into me anymore, he's not seeing me. So she commits suicide, and sort of the dark story that haunts this house. And it was never necessarily proven, but after the place was sold, I think in the, what was it, another view here, in the 1920s, continues when I crossed the road. The sisters, I'm assuming they're the nuns, they found one of these hidden rooms and turned it into a classroom 24 or 29. But currently in the house, there is a room that is accessible through a wooden panel baseboard, but they've turned that into a kitchen. However, they don't think that that is the same room that the mistress killed herself in. So yeah, that's a little bit of fun, spooky history. So this one building here, if you look way up there, another shot of it when we're down a bit further, but I think it's like the top floors, or almost that whole tower, has not been used in decades, because when it was built, it did not reach modern fire code. Like, I think there's no way to get out of the building should there be a fire. So only these floors are being used, but nothing in the tower. And that's unfortunate, because it's a really cool looking kind of Gothic style tower, sort of Art Deco. Like, just look at it. I just feel like in Toronto we just don't have a lot of architecture like that. Kind of reminds me of some of the architecture you see in Buffalo, New York, like the old train station or the old Statler Hotel. We just don't have that kind of like really interesting looking old school architecture here. Oh, and over there is Queens Park, which is the provincial capital. So that's where Doug Ford goes and makes all his decisions that not many people agree with. Yeah, look at the statues over here. Like, even that, I want to say that's Princess Margaret, but I'm not sure. That hospital kind of there. Like, that has some really cool kind of Art Deco architecture where there's like a setback on the floors as it goes up. And I just love that one building so much that I just want to capture it from every angle. But yeah, it's crazy to think that there's been no one up there in a long time, although you do see some lights up there. I swear if I see someone walk by the window up there, I am running. My YouTube channel will completely become a whole different thing. Ghost reaction videos. Not a bad thing. Actually, that could be a fun YouTube idea. So I think we're going to go back and head down to college and walk towards college. Give you another shot of Queens Park in a bit from the southern end. Sometimes I really think it looks like I'm in Ottawa when I'm here. In fact, when I see people outside, like on the news broadcast and they're in front of Queens Park, sometimes I think they're in Ottawa. It's odd because there's always a bus parked here. So in the summer I was riding my scooter around a lot, so I take the university bike lanes. And even at night there's always a bus waiting here. That's UofT. It's one of the pharmacology buildings. You can always sort of tell which department has more money. And this building over here, this giant one, connected to this older building, which I can't recall the history. I think it used to be some sort of hospital. But that's the Mars Innovation Center. I think a lot of startups had an office in there for a bit. I think Nanoleafs, the lights, I own a couple of them. They're quite expensive though, but I believe they have one of their offices there. And I want to say Airbnb, Autodesk. Sometimes you can walk through there and it's really pretty, but I'm a bit hesitant to walk inside of places. Although I was thinking of going inside College Park, just to have a look at a mall, see how closed off it is. See how just closed it is because it's New Year's Day. wonder what they're building here. Those window panels, that's really interesting. Oh, I guess it's gonna go all the way up. It doesn't say anywhere what it is though. Oh, it's the UofT building. The Schwartz-Reisman Innovation Campus. Technology, science, student-led startups. That's really cool. This is definitely a building that's getting a bit of a facelift. Another shot of the Mars Center. It is really cool inside though. I do really like it when developers have to incorporate older buildings or even their existing shell into the newer build. It helps keep a reminder of what used to be there. You know, if we always did that, the city would look amazing. But no, we were all about like destroying older buildings, just saying they were too costly to maintain and yada. I forget the UofT just owns the most random buildings. Like this church. Very old looking church too. And up there is Women's College Hospital. He is very angry about something. The streetcar driver. That's actually what the horns sound like. So they have like a ding ding, but then they also have a horn. Probably upset because one of these idiot drivers probably passed by the streetcar when the doors were open, and you're not supposed to do that. I should notice that's on your road test question. You know, they don't necessarily train you for it, but it is one of the questions. It's like, what do you do when you're approaching a streetcar at a stop? Yeah, it's been a while since I've been inside College Park. Kind of excited to go in, unless it's locked. But I don't think they can lock it because it is a subway station entrance. I actually used to work there for a couple of years in my late teens / early 20s. A little deli shop called Ruxy's, which it's not in the same place. I'll show you where it was when I was there and where it is now. which was really in the early 2000s. Of course, none of these condos were here. In fact, this whole back area used to be a parking lot. Really giant parking lot. I'll give you a view before I head into the mall. Yeah, now they got a little skating rink trail there. I'm really gonna have to configure the thumbstick to zoom in on this. I'll have to figure that out later, so I can actually zoom in on videos. And then this is College Park, which got renovated not too long ago. So these elevators were never there. I'm gonna go to the atrium part. Hey.
Oh, the metro ways in here?
Yeah, you have to go down the escalator, and then it's just down and it wraps around to the back there. I know this mall like the back of my hand. So yeah, these elevators weren't here. Maybe they were. No, I don't think they were. I have to ask my friend Anna. But Druxy's, I believe, used to be right here. But now it's down there around the corner. But used to be there. And what was kind of annoying or interesting was there was another coffee shop, similar kind of thing, called Cultures. And that was right next to us. So we always had people like coming back and forth and saying like, your coffee is worse than Cultures, or diehard fans who just love Druxy's. I have a lot of tales about working at that place. It's one of those things where you didn't like it at the time, but when you think about it, you miss it. So these are all the offices, which I believe the offices even go higher because there's elevators to the 30th floor back there, because my mom actually used to work in those offices for McLean Hunter, which was the old publisher of McLean's magazine before they got bought by Rogers. So I don't think there's really too much else on the upper floor, so we're gonna go down. I don't ever remember there being a second cup there. That's new. Kind of sad the Farm Boy is closed today, but so she almost tried to walk on the down escalator, and I sort of feel her because I feel like they're reversed. I feel like the other side is always down and this side's usually up. The guys that asked me where the metro is, they're gone now. It just came back up the other way. I wonder if the metro is closed. Yeah, everything's closed here today. It feels like it's Sunday. See, there's Druxy's. I know it's definitely not the same owners from when I worked there, because I know they sold it, moved on ages ago. And the family that they sold it to ended up firing or laying off the rest of the staff because they just wanted their family to work there. And then I think corporate caught onto that and was like, no, you can't do that. This is a franchise, but you can't just hire your family for cheap to keep more profit. Starbucks is closed, so is it, or did they just close early? Yeah, the metro is closed.
It has a subway entrance.
You know, I don't know about now or these days, but it's not. Metro used to be 24 hours because I lived right around the corner from here, and this is where I come grocery shopping at 4 in the morning. Up late doing work, and had to get groceries done, get my assignments handed in. Super convenient for that. Well, this is going to be fun. The escalator's broken, which means you get to hear me puff and puff up the stairs. Never understood the logic when the up escalator breaks, but they keep the down one going rather than searching it up. It's a lot easier to walk downstairs than it is to walk up. Well, Winners is open, as is Tim Hortons. Makes me a little bit sad to see Tokyo Smoke moving in. Like, there's already one up at Bloor and one down by Dundas. I mean, I'm sure if you live in Ontario, you know this. We're having a bit of a crazy influx of pot shops everywhere, especially in downtown Toronto. I think it was Dupont or Davenport we were driving along, and there's literally a pot shop like every third store. I'm sort of curious what makes someone want to invest in one, knowing that there's just so many of them.
So it's like yours.
And this is the Shoppers Drug Mart I used to go to a lot when I lived closer. Oh, they have it covered now. So you're gonna see that like thing that's covered in white tart. I got silent there because there's a giant pile of vomit, which I didn't want to show on camera, so hopefully I didn't. And I was trying to not step on it. But see that white covered thing? That's like the... I don't even know the name, because my mother would call it the Zanzibar clock tower, because she claimed at one point it was above the Zanzibar. But I don't know how true that is. But they're restoring it and keeping it as part of this condo, so that's why it's all covered right now. Everyone over there waiting for their noodles, or waiting for their delivery order. And this building here on the right side might be getting demolished soon. It's a hotel and a Wendy's, and because they want to build 2 condos, as you can see right here. Oh wow, even Wendy's is closed today. Although this Wendy's has been kind of funny since the pandemic happened. Like, for a while it was only open for like 6 hours a day. Like, it would close at 6 p.m. and only a few months ago did they bump their hours to 8 p.m. but they're still not open past 8 p.m. Meanwhile, the other Wendy's around town are usually open until 11 or midnight. So that cyclist almost drove right into us because he wasn't looking. He was just doing a quick turn. And this part I'm really fascinated with because I wonder what kind of stores are going to go down here. Before this was here, it was a bunch of small shops, but they were kind of sketchy. Like they were always trying to sell you fake clothes, like fake branded clothes and fake clones. It's like a lot of trashy stores. I don't think I ever bought anything from them, but I just remember there's always a guy on the street trying to yell at you and get you to come into the store. Yeah, like knockoffs, knockoff perfume, knockoff brand name clothes. And now it's a lot of bubble tea and crepe places. There's a lot of bubble tea places up Yonge these days. So there's a convenience store here, B&B or BZB Convenience, and if you don't know, they exclusively sell American snacks. So stuff we can't get in Canada. So of course, like it's cereals like Fruity Pebbles, the American version. But it's expensive because I mean they are importing it. Someone is going across the border and grabbing it. So it's like $9 just for like a box of cereal there, sometimes $12. But if you're craving American snacks, there you go. Now you know where to get it. Apparently they also do they have a really good online storefront and their delivery is pretty quick. So if you live a bit far away from downtown, you can just order it online too. And it gets there pretty quick. All these stores just never survived or stayed open. So we're currently passing the anti-vax parade. There's very few of them though. There's like, let me have a look and see. I don't know, like 15 people or so. Their numbers are definitely dwindling. Oh, the dollar store is closed today too. So over not just noodles, they recently renovated, but I've never really been a fan. I mean, I love greasy Chinese food, but I always felt like theirs was not the greatest. Like whenever I'd order anything fried chicken, it was always kind of stringy and chewy. And same with their fried rice. Their fried rice just had like I don't know if it's the oil they use, but just something kind of like off tasting about it. And of course, sad. Starbucks at Yonge and Wellesley closed, along with the funnel cake place down there. Fall Guys is always good. It's always consistent, and I think part of it is because they have such a small menu. If you have a small menu and all your items are great, then it's a win. Convenience store. I always kind of wanted to go in there. I don't know why I haven't checked it out yet. There's another pile of vomit. A lot of people were having fun partying last night. This condo went up really quick. Really, really quick. But then so did this park over here that I'm going to show you. This guy just littered. There's a guy on a bike arguing with someone on the phone. So this park is really nice if you come here at night because it's all lit up. Each of these bar things have lights underneath. I love bringing my dog here. She actually really likes this park. Okay, well, I am going to end things here, but thank you for joining me, and I hope you're doing well. Take care.